In this video, we're going to talk about making a simple portrait by mixing constant lights and daylight. I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're interested in videos about technique, about philosophy, and about photography in general, really. This was shot for a promo for the Westcott ice light. The ice light is maybe like a 3-foot long LED tube. You can control the density. I'm not going to picture the ice light now, but it's basically a thin constant light source. It is not tremendously bright like most constant lights, and I have a daylight studio. So we had done some shots where we kind of made the place as dark as possible to use the ice lights because, of course, that's what the manufacturer wants. So like, oh, we got to show the lights. But after we got those shots, I said, but if I really had this light and it was my light and I was making a portrait, I would more use it to mix with the environment. And they were like, okay, give it a shot. So here we are. To camera left, which is Erica's right, there's a single ice light. It is being held, I believe, by Dave, just out of camera. So basically, he's holding this thing right at the edge of my frame. And like, as soon as I saw it at the edge of the frame, I was like, oh, you're in, and backed it up. And in fact, I think you can see, if you look real close, there's almost like a darkness to the left side. I think that's kind of an edge of a shadow of it, to be honest with you. So he's got it super close to her. Then I set my exposure for her skin based on that. And then I open up all the windows. So this is in my daylight studio. There's a bunch of windows behind her. There's a bunch of space behind her. But the whole thing just rips forward with light. There's daylight coming in and casting light and filling in. And that's why when we see the shadow on the left side of her nose, camera right, it's kind of filled in, right? We can see the shadow there. It's actually kind of a harsh shadow, but it's filled because all the light in the space is filling it. I'm using the ice light to shape her face, not really to light her. This comes down to that philosophy where I used to joke, like people would say, well, I have high ISO, I don't need lights. Well, you don't need lights to get an exposure, that's for sure. These days, cameras have amazing high ISO capability. If you need to grab a shot and you're just in an available light spot, you can do it. But if you want to shape light, if you want to control light, if you want to make a photo, that's when lighting comes in. And the ice light's a pretty good option. I'll put a link to the ice light down in the description, as well as a link to my Patreon, so you can support the channel if you'd like, and a link to the Discord server so you can meet up with other photographers like you and chat. In any case, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, do all the good YouTube stuff you're supposed to do when you're on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon.